And remember, I said I have not done this. This is not my video. I just saw it. And if I had uploaded some of the videos where Bisola was talking about TB Joshua, I think I've got every right to upload this. I will leave you to make up your own mind till we get a reaction from Bisola. Hello out there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you for being there. Thank you very, very much. I bring you greetings in the name of the Lord. Quickly, the video I want you to watch is not my video. If you look at it, you will understand that somebody uploaded it. It was done by Emmanuel Television, and you know, this lady, True Dreams, uploaded it, and somebody sent it to me. And why I have to do this is because even though that I have received several attacks from the followers of TB Joshua and people like him, but yet it doesn't matter. I just have to do this because if I don't upload this, maybe somebody may think I am being biased. I've actually heard people talk about Bisola being alleged to have defrauded people. Well, I wouldn't actually know when this took place, whether because Bisola goes about now, saying that she is repentant, that she is born again. So I wouldn't know when this took place. I wouldn't know if she became born again before she left TB Joshua's church, because this thing that happened, happened not while she was in the synagogue church of all nations. So I would like you to watch it, and I wouldn't play the whole clip, but I'll just pick that point and allow you to watch. God bless you. I'll be seeing you at the end of the clip, and to say one or two things. See you then. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the End Time Truth Television channel. We urge you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell icon by selecting all, so that the next time we upload a new video, you will be among the first persons to be notified by Google. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, shalom.
Bisola Johnson. We are about to listen to one such person in the United States of America who fell victim to Bisola's international fraud.
My name is Paul Dotseth. I'm here in Los Angeles where I live, and I'm here with my beautiful friend Mr. Stephen Appinson and his wife Amelia Campbell Appinson. And we're here today to discuss the issue involving the Church of Synagogue and Pastor TB Joshua. Stephen, a couple of months ago, we read in the National Economium magazine about the accusations of Pastor TB Joshua, the pastor of Synagogue Church of All Nations and Ikoton Egbe, Lagos, Nigeria. Now, Synagogue Church of All Nations is considered to be the national and international church of the world. Bisola has come out of the church, and she has been accusing Pastor Joshua of false preaching and fake healing. Secondly, Bisola has been sending email messages to some people. Your name is mentioned in these messages. Can you explain to the world about your involvement in the World Church and the worldwide scam? You, Stephen Appinson, claim that you were healed when you attended the church. Can you tell us how you were healed when you attended the church, the Synagogue Church of All Nations?
My name is Stephen Appinson. I live in Los Angeles, California. I became sick and went to Nigeria. It took about 12 years for me in Nigeria. There was no solution. I became more crazy walking in the state of Nigeria until I went to Synagogue Church of All Nations, where I was healed of my sickness. Yes. I was here in Los Angeles somewhere in 1987. I became very sick, and I knew I was losing my mind. There was no solution. Doctor could not help. So I ran away to Nigeria to meet my friends there. I went through all the country. I couldn't get a solution to my problem. I went to so many churches. There was no solution to that, until the woman me and told me You are almost crazy. The only difference is you have your clothes on you. You are not like anybody else. I went home and slept. That very night, there was a woman, a spiritual woman, a woman who used to knock at my door by 1 o'clock a.m. And when I'm trying to open the door, I will see the woman in a room, very tall woman. They tried to become a snake all over, several times. So when this happened, the same woman came to me that very night and told me, you can go to all churches around you, but Synagogue Church of All Nations, that encouraged me to go to the church. And I said, I'll go there, and if I die, I die. When I went to the church, I saw thousands of people. There's no way to get him. I saw Pastor T.B. Joshua calling people, healing them in front of me. During the close of the service, Pastor T.B. Joshua told everybody in the church, yes, this is the time for you to receive your healing. You cannot come to Synagogue Church of All Nations and go back with your problem, sickness, or anything. I am going to pray for you and believe that God is going to heal you. Only believe. He prayed for masses and personally met Pastor Joshua during the crowd. And when he prayed for me, I found myself totally healed. I went home and the woman came again and said, now that the man of God of Synagogue prayed for you, I have nothing to do with you. I am gone. You will never see me again. When you come back here, you're going to do the wedding. Listen to me very well. The next day for the wedding, that woman came to me in my room here and said, you are now going to marry. I have nothing to do with you. The point I'm making here, it is said, Pastor T.B. Joshua healed people by familiar spirit. How can a devil cast a devil? How could this woman tell me, the man of God, I pray for him, I'm healed? Have you seen a spirit before? I have seen. I was married to one of them. And I was totally healed. And I've never seen her again anymore.
Stephen, how did you become involved in the accusations between Bisola and Pastor Joshua?
This is wonderful. Now I am here to testify to the world that I am innocent of what Bisola going about collecting money on the behalf of Pastor T.B. Joshua, while they are no more in the church. And they go all over the world and deceiving people. I have with me here my beautiful wife, American Campbell, I have with me here Mr. Paul Dossett, my friend and my brother in the Lord. Also, I have with me here Mr. Chris Jacob, my business partner for more than 10 years ago, and his wife. They are all together with me. Mr. Paul Dossett, he would like to go with me to Synagogue Church of All Nations, but hearing all this accusation and want to know the truth before he goes up. Bisola, I met Bisola at the Church of Synagogue. When I came by here in the United States, one day Bisola called me here and said, Stephen, we don't hear from you anymore. So I called her twice and said, I want to talk to Pastor Joshua. He said, I'm going to mountains. He's not there, of which I know it happens. And then I said, okay, I have some tapes. I have some books and other things for the church. So I'm going to send it to you so that you get to Pastor Joshua. I did it and sent books and other things to Pastor Joshua. And then about 2 months later, after that, I was there when Bisola called me from Nigeria and said, why Tio, a young man, is coming to Los Angeles. I'm very familiar with the name. a synagogue. And so he gave me the number to call the young man. I called the young man. He said, I am in town.
This is Theo, the young man in question who connived with Bisola Johnson to deceive Mr. Stephen Amponsem. Theo came to the Synagogue Church of All Nations under the guise of wanting to help the ministry. It was here that he met Bisola Johnson, and their plot to defraud Prophet T.B. Joshua and the Synagogue Church of All Nations all began. Being very loyal to Bisola Johnson, he agreed to take part in the scheme to defraud Mr. Stephen Amponsem. Whilst in America, one of the people whom Bisola with the help of Theo successfully defrauded was Mr. Stephen Amponsem.
So I told my wife, and I took the man to my wife, and he all very, very happy. He came to this house.
Believing he was sent by Prophet T.B. Joshua, Mr. Stephen Amponsem welcomed Theo into his home and gave him the VIP treatment. He introduced him to his wife, and they warmly embraced Theo and entertained him.
And I gave him $2,000 in envelope. Go and give to Bisola, to give to Pastor Joshua for the church. And I went to downtown and bought 2 beautiful, beautiful suits.
With gratitude for what Prophet T.B. Joshua had done for he and his wife, upon Theo's departure, Mr. Amponsem handed an envelope containing $2,000 into the hands of Theo to give to Prophet T.B. Joshua for the church, and 2 beautiful and very expensive suits as a personal gift to the Prophet himself. Theo was highly appreciated by Mr. Amponsem and his wife, who blessed him with money and other personal items, which were meant solely for his own use.
I called again. He said, yeah, the young man has come. I said, have you given the money to Pastor Joshua? First he said, yes. I gave him the money to Pastor Joshua. I was so happy.
Pastor Joshua said he never received it.
Mr. Stephen Amponsem explained how he was deceived by Bisola Johnson when she falsely used Prophet T.B. Joshua's name to collect $2,000 and expensive clothes from him. Having telephoned him on 2 occasions, Bisola Johnson deceived Mr. Stephen Amponsem into believing that she was still part of the ministry at the Synagogue Church of All Nations and was sent by Prophet T.B. Joshua. Out of his love for the ministry and grateful to God for what he had used Prophet T.B. Joshua to do in his life, Mr. Amponsem willingly gave $2,000 and additional gifts to a young man who Bisola Johnson had deceitfully sent to him. Mr. Stephen Amponsem believed that this $2,000 and his gift of 2 brand new suits were being given directly to Prophet T.B. Joshua and the Synagogue Church of All Nations. However, he was shocked when he discovered that Bisola Johnson was not a part of the Synagogue Church of All Nations and that Prophet T.B. Joshua had not received the $2,000 or gifts which he had sent. As a matter of fact, Prophet T.B. Joshua did not know anything about it.
Bisola is going about telling lies and collecting money. Now I am a witness. He lied to me and collected my money and never give to the church. I sent clothes and 2,000 for the church. He said, I have not received any money. That was a shock to me.
Stephen, the $2,000 that you gave in the envelope to Theo, is there a witness to that passing of the cash?
Yes, I discussed with my wife, who is standing by me. Both of us agreed to give the money. The money does not belong to Pastor Joshua. I always give the money to the church.
Right.
Yeah, welcome back. So having watched this, I said earlier on in the video that I wouldn't know when this took place. Now listen, there is something that we must understand. I know that some of you will not also be happy that I'm saying what I'm saying, but let me make it clear that Bisola is neither my friend nor my enemy. I don't know her in person, so I cannot speak for her, and I'm not trying to speak for her or maybe demonize her here. But one thing that is certain is that everybody has a past. Everybody has a past. A saint today was a sinner yesterday, and there is the potential saint in every sinner of today. So like I tried to make a point that I wouldn't know whether this incident of fraud took place while Bisola was yet to give her life to Christ. As she says now that she has given her life to Christ, she says now that she is born again. So I wouldn't know if she had given her life to Christ, in quotes, as at the time that this thing happened, one. And secondly, I wish I could have Bisola to react on this, whether this actually took place or not. Even though that the man is an old man, so I wouldn't think that an old man like him would go about, bandying falsehood about, somebody. But one other thing I also don't understand in the video was the blurring of the face of the Mr. Theo, or was it that they just used a makeshift human in order to pass that aspect of some certain Theo being involved in the scam, because the face of the man who was given the information was clearly shown, and Bisola intermittently was shown in this video. And they said Mr. Theo, who obtained the $2,000 from the scam victim, his face was blurred. Was it blurred because he eventually came back to the church, or what? If he eventually came back to the church, I think his face should have been shown, so that it would give credibility to this story, for him to, to tell the people, yes, I actually did this, but I was misled, or it was an error, it was a mistake I made. But here am I. I'm so sorry for doing what I did. So I don't get that area. Meanwhile, just like you have never heard me in any of my video either condemn or endorse TB Joshua. So also, this video is not an endorsement or a condemnation of the late cleric. It is just that I'm uploading it the way it is. But there is something I have always said here, and which I think it's my right to say it because it is the truth. Miracle or no miracle, signs and wonders are not the criteria to determine who is of God or who is not of God. Jesus told us that much in the scriptures. In fact, it was while he was talking about false prophets that he spoke about that, how that the false prophets will come and will deceive many. And Apostle Paul talked about the one that will come after the order of Satan with lying wonders to deceive many. So when I see people endorse people or condemn people because of miracle or no miracle, it marvels me, and actually it is a testament of the knowledge of the person's or the depth of the person's knowledge of the Word of God. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that it is not about the miracle, but it is about who that is or was involved. So in case you are listening, excuse me. So in case you are listening and probably you can perform miracle and you think that is God's approval, you can perform miracle and at the end of the day you go to hell. So while you perform miracle, it is also very, very important that your life is in sync with the Word of God, the God who owns the power to do miracle. That man asked the question, can devil cast out devil? If we should go into the Word of God, you will find out that the answer to that question is actually yes. I did a video here 2 days ago where I talked about using replacement spirit, but I'm not going into that now. So meanwhile, I wish that I can get Bisola to react to this video, but it is not a must that she does that. And remember, I said I have not done this. This is not my video. I just saw it, and if I had uploaded some of the videos where Bisola was talking about TB Joshua, I think I've got every right to upload this. I will leave you to make up your own mind till we get a reaction from Bisola. Or if you have a video maybe where Bisola had addressed this, because this video is quite old. It's not a video that is done recent. It was not done recent. It's an old video, so probably Bisola may have seen it and she may had responded to it. So if you have seen such video, you can also do me a favor by sending it to us so that we can upload it. Meanwhile, I will let you give us your opinion in the comment section. Please put down your opinion in the comment section. Let's know what you think. I'd like you to share the video and like it if you truly do. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so before, and don't forget to subscribe to my sister channel, The End is Nearer Television. I'll be seeing you in the next video shortly. Till then, from me to you, shalom.